What's up, YouTube? This is your friendly neighborhood movie nerd, back to give you guys everything going on in the world of movies. Today we're doing something I haven't ever done solo. An actor top 10, but a rather unconventional one. It fits this particular actor, as he rose to fame in a rather unconventional way. I'm talking about Walton Goggins. Despite having a career that spans nearly 4 decades now, Goggins rose to fame playing colorful side characters and lovable antagonists on TV. Then he got noticed by Tarantino, who cast him as one of the lead parts in 2015's The Hateful Eight. But rather than use that momentum to land a movie star career, he instead went back to TV, preferring to pursue more meaningful, challenging roles. And if you ask me, the world is better off for it. Goggins is one of those guys that can truly do it all. Dramatic, wacky, evil, heartfelt, cartoony. He somehow manages to capture every level of the emotional spectrum, all with his catchy southern drawl and unique look. He's also one of the few people who manages to stand out as great, even if the project is bad. An extraordinarily hard task in today's modern climate of shit. He's got such a distinct look, with that peculiar round head and those bright white teeth. And with the amount of work he's done, he has ascended the classic character actor status. So, here's my homage to one of my favorite working actors today. This is my top 10 favorite Walton Goggins performances. Fallout. I cannot stress enough how much I despised this show. So it's a testament to Goggins' ability that not only does this role land on the list, but that he's as good as he is on this. The thing about this role is that it's yet another dual performance. He's simultaneously playing the Ghoul in the modern-day wasteland while also portraying Cooper Howard, a cowboy actor in the 1950s who slowly becomes aware of the conspiracy that will eventually lead to the events of the series. With both performances, he's able to bring a steadfast vulnerability, a sense of circumstances growing beyond his control, finding himself in a position so many actors ironically find themselves in. As the Ghoul, he's a ruthless bounty hunter, living out the roles he played for so long in real time. It truly is an exceptional performance, so much so that he landed his first lead acting Emmy nomination after a long body of work, and hopefully not the last. Predators. Only thing better than Goggins on TV? Goggins in a Predator movie. The same year he broke out as Boyd Crowder in Justified, Goggins landed this part in the Robert Rodriguez-produced reboot of the Predator franchise, alongside Adrian Brody, Lawrence Fishburne, Topher Grace, Danny Trejo, and fellow rising stars Alice Braga and Mahershala Ali. Changing things up from the previous 2 films, Predator sees a group of various and assorted killers on an alien planet being hunted by the titular predators. This was Goggins' first experience as part of a film ensemble, and you could see why he would continue to do so based on his chemistry with his fellow castmates. Portraying Stans, a death row inmate, Goggins is loud, proud, and gets to go out like an absolute badass, the latest in a long line of film stars who have getting killed by a predator on their resume. The Shield. But I went with The Shield over Django for a couple of reasons. One, the fact that Goggins would ultimately get more screen time and get to be more nuanced in The Hateful Eight. But more importantly, the fact that this is really Goggins' first major role after playing bit parts and one-off villains in various movies and TV shows throughout the 90s and early 2000s. Playing Shane Vendrell, Vic Mackey's number 2 and best friend on the strike team, Goggins gets to play down and dirty, but with that heart of gold and naivete that would come back to bite him in the ass. The show is the precursor to Sons of Anarchy in a lot of ways, and besides the massive amount of cast members they share and the fact that Kurt Sutter got his start as a writer on this show, Goggins' arc here reminds me a lot of Juice from Sons. The more naive, wide-eyed innocent, not afraid to get his hands dirty, but constantly making bad mistakes that only get him deeper into hot water. It culminates in the season 5 finale when he kills Curtis Lem Lemansky before he makes the ultimate fatal error of killing his entire family in the final season. While he may not have gotten to go crazy here the way he did with future roles, it was the role that introduced audiences to him and made us realize what he was capable of, and a sign of great things to come. The White Lotus. It should tell you everything you need to know about Goggins that on a show like The White Lotus, filled with colorful characters brimming with tension, he's one of the more normal ones. Well, as normal as you can get with Mike White. Part of the third batch of White Lotus cast members introduced in this most recent season, in Thailand, Goggins portrays Rick Hatchett, an actor and businessman in Thailand supposedly on vacation with his much younger girlfriend Chelsea. In reality, he's searching for something, and that something is revealed to be the man who killed his father. Or could it be his actual father? The thing about Goggins' performance here is that he gets to grapple with repressed rage. Rick is a man looking for vengeance, someone who's got a hole in himself that he's looking to fill. Whether he actually will or not, who knows? But through the lens of Mike White, Goggins gets to give a different kind of performance than we're used to seeing from him. Less goofy, more withdrawn, but still capable of being very well surprised, as is seen in his sequences with Sam Rockwell. Invincible. It figures that after a decade of playing wacky goofballs and colorful villains on TV, Goggins' most straightforward performance is an animated character. But this isn't just any kid's cartoon. This is the world of Robert Kirkman, which means lots of blood and gore. In this world of superheroes and aliens, Goggins' Cecil Stedman is the head of a government agency responsible for overseeing all of it and protecting the Earth from such threats. Having to be 10 steps ahead of everyone at all times, Goggins brings a world weariness to this performance, often putting him at odds with Mark and the other characters on the show. But unlike other characters of his ilk, Cecil truly does have the best intentions, only wanted to protect the world and the people in it, including the Grayson family and all the superheroes under his command. In the end, it's a beautiful irony that Goggins is at his most serious, his most world-weary, and his most straight-laced in an actual cartoon. Sons of Anarchy. You know that Goggins is a special kind of actor when he takes what would otherwise be a one-off side character and turns him into one of the most iconic TV performances. Goggins got to go full-on drag, portraying transvestite prostitute Venus Van Dam, a close friend of Neuropodia's and frequent ally of the Sons of Anarchy Redwood original. Goggins' more feminine side is put on full display here for both comedic and dramatic effects, so much so that he's even commented how effectively he pulls it off. The apex comes when he recruits the Sons to help him recover his son from his awful mother, a vile child pornographer, where he is confronted with the consequences of his life's choices in a truly heartbreaking display that showed off the very best and worst that Sons of Anarchy had to offer. His relationship that he forms with longtime Sons member Tig Traeger was not only an incredible relationship, but also a crucial step forward in the presentation of LGBTQ characters on screen. It really takes a special kind of performer like Goggins to make a character like this so iconic. The Hateful Eight. I don't think it's that much of a stretch to say that it would be any actor's dream to work with Quentin Tarantino. Goggins' dream of that was fulfilled when he was able to read with Quentin for a part in Django Unchained, which landed him the small but memorable role of Billy Crash. It was that collaboration that led to Goggins landing a part in Tarantino's next film, The Hateful Eight, about 8 colorful characters who find themselves stranded at Minnie's haberdashery during a blizzard in post-Civil War Wyoming. Goggins portrays Chris Mannix, the supposed new sheriff of Red Rock, and after his horse steps in a hole, he's stranded until being picked up by a carriage carrying Kurt Russell's John the Hangman Ruth, Samuel L. Jackson's Major Marquis Warren, and Jennifer Jason Leigh's Daisy Domergue. Goggins truly gets to unleash his Gogginsness on the screen here, fueled by Tarantino's signature dialogue and chewing the scenery like a fresh piece of meat. Every single scene, every single line delivery, he is the standout, over-enunciating every syllable that he can, playing it up for dramatic effect, but still allowing the vulnerability to stand through. The backstory of the character, like most Tarantino characters, is fascinating, as despite his father fighting for the losing side during the war, Mannix has a respect for him, viewing him as a rogue rebel that tried to stand up to the man and lead a worthy cause despite fighting a losing battle. There's a respectability to that, even if they were fighting for the worst possible reason. It's a performance and a role for the ages, so much so that 10 years later, it's still in my top 5 favorite supporting performances from that year. Vice Principals. Goggins' first collaboration with Danny McBride and McBride's second project with HBO. But this pairing is so good you would think these two had been friends their entire lives. Goggins always plays well off of anybody, but him and McBride really have something special here, as dual Vice Principals both vying for the top spot after their predecessor retires, only to end up teaming up to take down the new principal when they realize they've both been stepped over. Goggins gets to play slightly more feminine as Lee Russell in opposition to McBride's more intense and gruff Neil Gamby, which allows him to explore all sorts of avenues. Tricky but not unwilling to play dirty, and with a sense of strange honor and justice, Goggins brings everything from his previous iconic roles to Lee to transition into a new era of iconic TV roles that he would play. Less straightforward, very dark and strange, but always entertaining. Justified. Arguably the role that made Goggins a household name. After playing a supporting character in The Shield for 7 seasons, Goggins goes to the next level as primary antagonist Boyd Crowder in the adaptation of Elmore Leonard's Raylan Givens short stories. Starting off as a neo-Nazi leader of a cult known as Crowder's Commandos, Boyd's journey is truly one to be studied. From neo-Nazi to backwoods cult leader to major crime syndicate member, Boyd is someone who believes he's got what's coming to him. The only thing standing in his way is his longtime relationship with Timothy Oliphant's Deputy U.S. Marshal Raylan Givens, as their history growing up and digging coal together in Harlan County gives them a unique relationship. Despite being on opposite sides of the law, they frequently find themselves teaming up in odd situations, at least until their respective occupations pit them against each other. Goggins' signature southern charm and vulnerability mixed with his cold, dead eyes and vicious demeanor, as he's not afraid of getting down and dirty when it comes to getting things done. It's an iconic TV performance that cemented him as a unique performer that wasn't going away anytime soon. And if not for another certain collaboration with Danny McBride, this would be his #1 performance. The Righteous Gemstones, the apex of Goggins' entire career. After playing Shane Vendrell, Boyd Crowder, Venus Van Dam, and collaborating with Danny McBride on Lee Russell, Goggins gets to unleash it all with his second collaboration with McBride, The Righteous Gemstones, about a televangelist family. Alongside McBride, Edie Patterson, Adam Devine, and John Goodman, Goggins portrays Uncle Baby Billy, the Gemstone kid's maternal uncle, donning a white wig, a shining white grill, oversized sunglasses, and the most gaudy over-the-top outfits. Goggins truly gets to do it all. Singing, dancing, a ridiculous accent, showing off his dick multiple times. It really shows how good of a performer Goggins is, where as much of a caricature as Uncle Baby Billy is, there's still a vulnerability to him, as he feels that he's been left behind by the Gemstone success, which he views as rightfully his. From who wants to suck an old man's penis, to being struck by lightning, to the revelation of Macaulay Culkin as his son that he abandoned, to There Will Be a Payday, to Baby Billy's Bible bonkers, it's impossible to list all the ridiculous things that Goggins has done as this character, making this the #1 best Walton Goggins performance. And that was it. Those are my top 10 favorite Walton Goggins performance. What did you guys think? What are some of your favorite Walton Goggins performances? Were there any that I missed? If there were, leave them in the comment section below, and be sure to also click the like button and the subscribe button on this video, and always keep coming back for more content on the Talkin TV channel. We've got a lot of stuff still planned for the rest of this year. You guys are not going to want to miss out. And as always, people, 12 seasons in a short film, and watch more fucking movies and TV. We'll see you guys next time.